Good evening. It is time for today's tax talk. It is Crypto Tuesday, June 15th, the year of our Lord, June 15th, the year of our Lord, 2022. You may have heard there is a market meltdown. It is June 14th, year of our Lord, 2022. You may have heard that there's a market meltdown out there. It's big news. That's what we're going to talk about today on today's tax talk. Won't you join us? So we can bring you tomorrow's news today, because I get the day wrong. So anyway, here's our, I like the graphic here, the meltdown of the market and the Bitcoin. I like that. Because it says so much, right? Because that's what's happening. Why is it happening? Well, there's a lot of reasons why our whole economy is kind of coming to an end, and at least it seems that way, doesn't it? And so, Bitcoin and other cryptos are going right along with them. People are bailing. Crypto, unlike many other financial, I was going to say assets. I don't know if it's an asset. Has nothing backing it up. It is only worth what people are willing to pay for it. And in times of trouble, doesn't seem like people are willing to pay for it. So, but there's a great story about it. So let's take that. But like we always do here on today's Tax Talk, we always begin Crypto Tuesday by going to our site, our favorite site, coinflip.tech, and looking at the market. Of course, that's what our story's about today. But so Bitcoin, it's down about 2.5% for the day, last 24 hours. Ethereum, now it's down 3.3, going down again. Ethereum's down 1.23%. Litecoin's up 5.31. As I mentioned, usually on Tuesdays, it seems like we usually get an update on Tuesdays, but not today. And here's Bitcoin for the last week since last time we were together about this. It's not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight at all. Let's look at Ethereum, where that is. Again, kind of mirrors each other, doesn't it? So, kind of going down, isn't it? Kind of what happens. But here's a good story about it. Bitcoin. Why is the largest cryptocurrency crashing? So I thought it was an interesting story. I like that balloon breaking too. The first rule of writing about Bitcoin is don't write about Bitcoin. The story of the world's best known cryptocurrency is astonishingly fast moving, and its fans will soon line up to tell you you've got it all wrong. But write about it we must, because the last 24 hours have been catastrophic for the grand dam of cryptocurrency, even by Bitcoin standards. I'm going to concentrate on Bitcoin here, but if you're a crypto follower, you'll know the whole market is troubled, to put it mildly. What's happening? As I write this, Bitcoin is trading at $21,974. It's fallen 25% in the past 5 days alone to its lowest level, to its lowest value in 18 months. Its peak of almost $70,000 in November feels a lifetime ago. Look at that. Look at that chart. Boy, is that an ugly chart. Ugly, ugly, ugly. The chart are all red, and they're going in one direction, downward. Why? Experts say this is because the wider global climate. It's not just in the crypto world things are not looking good. Recession looms, inflation is soaring, interest rates are rising, and living costs are biting. Stock markets are wobbling too, with the U.S. S&P 500 now in a bear market, down 20% from a recent high. As a result, even the big investors are less free with their money. And many ordinary investors, not rich hedge fund owners or corporations, but people like you and me, have less to invest in anything, full stop. For many, an investment is something as volatile and unpredictable as cryptocurrency feels like a risk too great in these times. It's unregulated and unprotected by financial authorities. So if you're using your savings to invest in it and it loses value, or you lose access to your crypto wallet, your money has gone. Last month, 2 much lower profile but nonetheless significant coins collapsed. And this knocked a lot of confidence in the market overall. As a result, people are increasingly deciding to sell up. The more people sell, the less Bitcoin is worth, because that's how it works. Its value is pegged on its desirability. This has a knock-on. This has a knock-on effect of more people selling because they see the value going down, and the cycle continues. Unlike other more traditional assets, Bitcoin has no intrinsic value to underpin it. There's no bricks and mortar, revenue stream, or underlying business. FT Markets editor said, the price is only and purely whatever people are prepared to buy it from you for, she tells me. That's when it gets scary for people, because if enough people head for the exit, there's no floor. There's nothing to stop it trading at $10,000 tomorrow if enough people give up or are forced to sell. But isn't that the same with most markets? I know that they'll put a stop on it, but now there's a story here about Cialis, the trade that stopped trading. Many of the cryptos now have stopped trading, won't let you withdraw. I don't know if you've seen this, the bank runs in China. We haven't gotten a lot of press about that here in America, but it's been going on for some time. And so people, same thing there that's going on in their currency. The banks are failing and they're closing their doors and no one can get their money. Same thing's happening here. So that's the already difficult backdrop for Bitcoin. And then the past 24 hours saw these developments. Binance, the largest global crypto exchange, basically a platform for trading cryptocurrencies, paused all Bitcoin withdrawals for a few hours. It said it was due to stuck transaction. Excuse me. Although not everybody believed it. I don't know if I believe it. The crypto lender Cialis did the same, but it cited extreme market conditions rather than technical difficulties. And now the Coinbase exchange has just announced it is laying off 18% of its workforce, blaming in part the crypto winter. Spooked investors started selling off even more Bitcoin. The first two caused panic. Imagine if you suddenly couldn't withdraw cash from your bank, or you heard other people couldn't. You'd be in the nearest cash machine along with everyone else in record time, and this in itself would create more upheaval and more panic. What can turn things around? In a nutshell, in order to stabilize it, people who still have Bitcoin would need to hold on to it, and others need to still start buying it again. This has happened before. Crypto fans will tell you now is a great time to buy because it's cheap, and you then have to sit tight and watch it turn the corner. This is how it always worked. One of them tweeted me earlier, the pump will always happen. The persuasive stories of those who have got rich quick and the high-profile celebrity endorsements do attract new money. Elon Musk has tweeted prolifically about his love of crypto, and his electric car company, Tesla, invested $1.5 billion in Bitcoin last year. Oops. But investment advisors urge tremendous caution. Honestly, if somewhere only the brave should enter, State Street Advisors managing editor said. And speaking of brave, Hollywood A-lister Matt Damon fronted a crypto ad with the slogan, "Fortune favors the brave," in October 2021. It played out of the Super Bowl and has been viewed 28 million times on Twitter and YouTube. However, the brave who bought Bitcoin when the ad came out probably won't be feeling they were done any favors. It was worth about 3 times as much as it is today. 3 times as much. Pretty amazing. Anyway, that's the first story. This other story, their cryptocurrencies crashed the market. Now they're back in. This is about the two currencies that crashed, as we mentioned in that other story. When two cryptocurrencies crashed roughly 3 weeks ago, the effects were devastating. Their collapse sparked over $500 billion in losses in a broader crypto market. Numerous investors saw their life savings evaporate. Others contemplated suicide. People called the criminal investigations into company behind it all and government regulation for a larger market. When things are going well, everybody wants the government to leave them alone. But now the team behind it, the failed coins, are back at it. On Saturday, Terraform Labs, the startup behind TerraUSD and its sister cryptocurrency Luna, which both dropped to nearly zero in value, started trading a new digital coin that is part of their revival strategy, referred to as Luna 2.0, a chance to rise up anew from the ashes. the founder of Terraform Labs said, wrote in his plans announcing the new cryptocurrency. The coin replaces the old Luna cryptocurrency and trades under its ticker symbol Luna. Investors who lost money in Terraform's previous coins may get some new tokens free based on a ratio determined by the company. The old Luna coin can still be traded, but under a new name called Luna Classic. It's listed as LUNC on crypto exchanges. The new Luna coin has gotten off to a rocky start, tumbling over 75% in value during its first hours and regaining some of it in subsequent days. As the Tuesday evening, the coin was trading at just above $8.50, or roughly half the price it started at, according to CoinGecko, a website tracking cryptocurrency prices. But amid its ups and downs, the release has drawn fierce scrutiny from cryptocurrency analysts, investors, and critics. It highlights a broader issue of the cryptocurrency market, they say. Companies can sell what they want with little worry about regulation and enforcement, putting everyday investors most at risk. Everyday investors don't have to buy anything. Okay, don't buy the hype, always. It's the little guy who's been sold false promises and who's getting absolutely torn apart by this. It's just an enormous failure on the part of regulators. A Terraform Labs spokesman said the decision to launch a new cryptocurrency was made with large support from its community and that the company looks forward to what the future holds. In 2018, Kwon, a Stanford University trained engineer, started Terraform Labs aiming to transform modern financial systems. That year, he created a Luna cryptocurrency. In 2020, the company started selling TerraUSD, calling it a stable coin. These coins are typically pegged in their value to the safe asset like the US dollar. Unlike other stable coins on the market, Kwon's TerraUSD was a riskier project, experts say. It was not backed by a reserve asset like cash. Rather, it used an algorithm to maintain its value of around $1 by linking to its supply of Luna currency. For a time, the Luna cryptocurrency skyrocketed in value, creating a community called Lunatics. In early April, it reached slightly over $116 in value. But in early May, for reasons that are still unclear, cryptocurrency investors started dumping TerraUSD in droves, causing it to lose its peg to the dollar and spiraling Luna's value out of control. In the following days, the value of Luna and TerraUSD kept plummeting, ultimately losing $60 billion in value and causing over $500 billion in losses to the broader cryptocurrency market industry, data shows. Numerous investors were furious, posting on sites like Reddit, Discord, and Twitter about how they put all their life savings in Luna and TerraUSD, only to see it vanish in days. Some posted about their intention to kill themselves. In Taiwan, media reports indicate a man killed himself after seeing $2 million in Luna currency plummeted to roughly $1,000. If you're going to kill yourself about if something happens, you shouldn't be in it. Right? Don't do that. It's called diversification. But last week, a fierce scrutiny from lawmakers and crypto industry critics, Terraform Labs announced its plan to launch another cryptocurrency as part of its revival strategy. Terraform Labs said it would airdrop or provide new Luna tokens to many people who lost money at the rate of 1.03 Luna coins for every Luna Classic they held. A number of cryptocurrency investors voiced their anger and intention to not hold onto the new coin. Matt Hogan, the chief investment officer of crypto asset management firm Bitwise, said his company has no intention of investing in a new coin. We wouldn't touch Luna 2.0 with a 10-foot pole. Hogan said he does not believe stablecoins that uses algorithms to keep their value can work. Rather, they need to be backed by an asset. He also believes that the new Luna coin will do little to resurrect Kwon and Terraform Labs' reputation within a broader community of crypto investors. The collapse thoroughly damaged confidence in the team, he said. I suspect there's no coming back from it. Hogan, however, said that there could be a silver lining, similar to 2018 when there were numerous cryptocurrency scams around initial coin offerings that prompted government scrutiny. He believes the same might happen with stablecoin regulation in the coming months. I suspect what comes out of this process is more regulations on the stablecoin front, more enforcement actions from the SEC, and a stronger crypto industry as a result. While White of Web3 is going just great, said Kwon's ability to mint a new cryptocurrency so soon after his previous project failed so prominently is a failure of the broader regulatory and enforcement mechanism in the crypto world. You can just keep doing what he's doing, she added, and that's exactly what he's doing. Still, she remained doubtful any broad action will happen against Kwon, even though South Korean and American regulators are looking into the collapse. It strikes me as unlikely that they would take any sort of broad action against these types of things, or any action that would actually be more impactful than just sort of a whack-a-mole. So that's the story. There's a lot of stories about the Cialis. Here's a Cialis story. It's in the notes if you have a chance. This is a very long, and I'm not going to go through it, but it actually just talks about Cialis and what's going on and what they were trying to do, and the hype that they put out there. And many say that it's false. Here's the chart of Cialis stock price. Let me put it up there so you can see it. So this was their stock. It's just dismal. So anyway, I'll read this. But even worse than the pseudo-crypto vibe is Cialis' dangerous use of meaningless platitudes and strident anti-bank rhetoric. Banking is broken. Unbank yourself. Replacing Wall Street with blockchain. 99% versus 1%. So he's using a lot of rhetoric to sell his product, like most do. My own opinion. Anyway, that's what's going on in the crypto market. If you're a crypto person, you know this, and you're keeping an eye on the market. It's the meltdown. It's the market meltdown. I understand. Will it return? My own opinion is I think it will. I don't think crypto is going away forever. I think it's not. I'm not giving any financial advice. I don't know anything about it, but I don't think crypto can go away. Was it a temporary blip? It's really. And I keep saying this on the show, it is Crypto Tuesday, but we often talk really about the blockchain, because that's really what this is about. Crypto is a byproduct of blockchain. Blockchain is what's going to change the world. Will crypto help that? Well, it remains to be seen. Not if it keeps going with the market like it is, or has been, right? Up and down, the volatility. Remember, like most stocks, like most other assets or financial markets, the real ride is on the downside. That happens very quickly. It takes a long time to build value. It only takes, as we saw, in the last 5 days, 25% down for Bitcoin. It only takes a couple of days for the value to give all that value back, and that's why a lot of people make more money on the downside than they do on the upside. If you have a crystal ball, which we do not. So thanks so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. Remember, I always ask you, maybe I should do this at the beginning, but I ask you to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We need to get this content out, and we need you to do that. So thanks so much. Remember, if you need help with the IRS, if you're facing an IRS problem, and you don't know what to do, the first thing you should do is get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. Go to freeirsbook.com. freeirsbook.com. Get your copy of Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. We will ask for a small fee to ship it to you, unless you want an electronic version. Thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it. We'll see you again tomorrow, today on today's Tax Talk. Thanks again.